I'll give you an idea later if you want to know how I did it, if you're interested.
Oh yeah, I would be interested in hearing anything you have to say.
Okay, so go on with it. Yes, they can be turned around.
So you don't think there is a point of no return?
It's not worth the effort, though. Sometimes a guy comes in here, and I say, who do you think of that's great, more than anyone in the world? He said, One Punch Malone. He knocked the guy out one punch. That's a 15-year project. I don't take it on. Okay, it depends on where they're at. Okay.
I first...
You're trying to get both of them in? You're going to get nothing but a white background.
You see that?
You have to zoom in.
Where was my train of thought?
Here.
Actually, whatever I get on video is fine today, but I would actually like the opportunity, maybe in a few months, to come back with actual more professional film equipment. I've actually I've signed up for this like a film workshop where I get to learn more about the creation of film, and I actually get the opportunity to rent actual really professional equipment. So I would, if it's all right with you guys, maybe in a few months try to...
we'll see then. We may not be here.
Oh yeah, I had noticed the for sale sign. You guys relocating? You're not giving up on us, right?
No, we're just moving our project to Ecuador.
To Ecuador? Any particular reason why?
We're going to probably South America, and then we're going to Ecuador and other places. Okay.
Something like that. Are these transitional? Or do they leave them here and sell them with the property?
No, none of this
You
stuff
guys want to use the washroom?
That's all
There's
ours.
a washroom here.
Whoever buys the land probably won't be interested in the Venus project.
Right.
We're just selling the land.
Right.
We're not attached to the land. We'll just continue the project no matter where we are.
But these can be split and
The buildings? No, they
We
stay.
didn't get his questions out, Rox, before these people come.
Okay, I had first heard you, or about your project through the Zeitgeist Addendum, the film on the internet, and watching the film, there were a lot of quotes from a lot of people that I would just assume Peter Joseph has got inspiration from, and people that I would just assume helped shape the ideas that he has now. Were there any people in particular that helped, I would guess, help you see the way you see the world, or your views or philosophy? A person doesn't just come up with their ideas on their own.
You're right. My grandfather was quite a humanist, and in certain areas he was intelligent, in other areas he was primitive. But the areas that he was brought in, he said America achieved what it had achieved because people came from all over the world with many different ideas. We even speak butched English, so the language isn't our own. So we're comprised of many interrelated value systems. I can only say my grandfather made it impossible for me to pledge allegiance to the flag, since I realized that people influence us from all over. And there are certain things that are pleasant about this country, other things are not. And the same for all countries. My grandfather was a major influence in upsetting my reaction to pledge allegiance to the flag. Later on, of course, Einstein said patriotism is a disease that divides people. I don't know how much of that he understood himself, but I refused to pledge allegiance to the flag when I was about 11 and a half or 12, and the teacher didn't inquire why or anything, just grabbed me by the ear right to the principal's office. I figured she was unsane, not insane. Unsane means a mixed up value system. The principal said to the teacher, "You're excused." Then he put his arm around me and said, "Why don't you want to pledge allegiance?" And I said, "Because we owe so much to so many different countries."
Indeed.
He said, "Well, what do you think of American history?" I said, "I think it's fake, because everybody says the right thing all the people who passed did everything they did was okay. I don't believe there is such a society or such a person. So I said, they don't appear real to me. So he said, what do you think of our country? I said, I think we stole it from the Indians. We stole New Mexico and California. And after we stole all the land we needed, we put up the sign, thou shalt not steal. We're no better, no worse than any other country. They're all corrupt, including our own. He said, I'm going to have to call your mother in. I didn't give a damn. So my mother came in crying. What did he do? He said, he didn't do anything. I don't think we have a place in our school for Jacque. So I'm going to take him to a bookstore and buy him whatever books he wants to read and let him read that in the classroom. And my mother said, well, if he doesn't take standard training, how will he earn a living? And the principal said, I don't think you have to worry about that. Anyway, what happened, the principal said to me, well, don't you want to be an engineer or an architect or a doctor or a lawyer? I said, no, I want to do whatever comes to me, whatever I'm interested in. Why do I have to be this or that? He said, well, you got to be something. I said, that's your training. I said, Da Vinci did whatever he wanted to do. And all you heard about was his ideas, but you didn't hear about the people he associated with. The talk of gears and levers, which is left out of all that, which doesn't give people a true picture of the person. You know what I mean? All you hear about is ideas. They say he was ahead of his time. I don't believe that. I believe the times were behind.
Yeah. When you,
Roxanne?
She left the room.
I think she's no longer in.
She went outside?
Yeah.
Yes.
It does seem like when you learn about these people like Da Vinci and stuff, it's just an assumption that they came up with the
Yes.
ideas out of thin air,
All
as
false.
if they just grab it out of
He
the
probably
sky.
grabbed
All
something from
false.
somebody here, something
Yeah.
from somebody there. And
They pick it up just as you do.
One of the
Does that
philosophies.
answer your question?
Yes. It's one of the philosophies I try to live by is absorb that which is useful and just reject that which is not. I just sort of.
Okay, let me just tell you one
listen to
more
everybody.
thing.
Yeah.
That principal let me do what I want to do for a year and a half. I was beaten up by the other kids because he roped off the back and he let me do what I wanted. They resented that. So they beat me up. I can understand that. I'm not against him. He lived about a year and a half thereafter, then he died. And they took that privilege away. And I never went back to school. I just want you to know that. There's a lot of conventional things I don't know.
It doesn't really matter to me, but out of curiosity,
telling
how
you what,
far did you get?
I hitchhiked in the middle of the terrible depression, the big one. And I saw goods in store windows, all kind of radios, but I saw about, must have been thousands of people sleeping in every empty lot. They made down payments on homes and cars, and the banks failed. I'm sure you know about that. And they couldn't pay them all. So the bank said, you got 3 weeks out. And they put them out, all kinds of nice people. Every empty lot was filled with thousands of people, millions all over the country. And I looked around, it was a nice sunny day, and I said, everything's the same. How come now everybody's out of work? The rules of the game must be bad. Whatever system they designed obviously didn't work. Now, I know you don't know this, but the veterans of World War I were promised $600 when I got out of the Army to start life anew. And the government didn't have any money. They too were broke. So they gave them IOUs. And the veterans said, we can't eat that. So they marched on Washington, thousands of them. We want our pensions now, you promised that. And they were sleeping all over around the Capitol. I mean thousands. About, at that time, about 15,000. All those that can afford to go to Washington. So then Douglas MacArthur was in charge of the Army then. And he had them throw tear gas at the veterans to get them the hell